Important trends in corporate earnings as they relate to industry and sector performance is what we'll explore next as part of Zacks Industry Rank Indicator and Analysis. In this Industry Rank piece, we are going to talk about getting healthier with Dirk Van Dyke, our chief stock strategist here at Zacks.com. He's going to tell us exactly what he means by that. So am I to believe then, just by that headline, that the healthcare industry ranks kind of high on the industry rank list this week?
Yeah, it does. We've got, and it's sort of a wide variety of different areas of healthcare that are sort of showing up. There are 5 industries that showed up in the top 50 out of the 256, and they were all decent-sized industries. I mean, sometimes the ones at the very top have only got 2 or 3 companies in it, and so it's like, so what? But you know, if you got one with 15 stocks in it and showing up towards the top, it's noteworthy. And I also thought it was interesting in that, you know, we've been, you know, over a year and a half now since the healthcare bill was passed. Yeah, granted, the big provisions don't come in until 2014.
Right.
But so far, it looks like, you know, this has not killed the profitability of the healthcare industry.
And even one portion of that bill, long-term care portion of that bill has already been shelved, right?
Yeah, they just had some financial problems with it, and I don't think that was too recent to show up in these estimates here. But you know, the one industry that was supposedly going to get absolutely creamed by Obamacare was the big health insurance companies. They're doing just fine, thank you. Mm-hmm. And right near the top, you know, you've got 1s and 2s and all these, you know, Humana and United Health and Aetna. Now, it might be, you know, the Zacks Ranks is always a bit of a relative game. You always have to have 5% as ones.
Right.
That given the probable weakness in the economy in the first half, particularly if we don't get a continuation of the payroll tax cut, that it could be just reflecting some softness elsewhere, because you know healthcare tends to be steady Eddie, doesn't really change with the economy. But I did think that it was pretty noteworthy that but it wasn't just, you know, it's healthcare information systems, it was generic drugs, it was the health insurers.
Yeah, let's talk about a couple of those. You say the best of the industries, medical information systems. Is that being driven by the mandate to put medical records online?
Yeah, very much so. And, you know, that's long overdue. I mean, have you ever thought just how stupid it is for a doctor to write out longhand the prescription, given their reputation for bad handwriting, and how many potential errors are in there? You know, that's long overdue, and you know we could really cut down on the expense an awful lot if we do that. It takes some capital spending to get that in line, and training doctors not to scribble on their pads, but to type it in with a secure code and all that stuff.
Right.
But then, you know, have it go right over to the Walgreens, you know.
And speaking of prescription medication, you say the generic drug industry is in 24th place. That was a little bit of a surpriser to me, given the fact that consumers are getting cost conscious now.
Well, it is the generic drugs, right? Those are the cheap ones. And
right.
And the big...
I'd have thought they'd have gone more for those.
Well, yeah, but 24th place is out of 256 industries is a really good showing.
All right, so that means a move up.
That means a move up.
Okay.
And you know, you also have some of the most profitable drugs ever in the history of the world are all coming off patent next year. You know, Paxil, Lipitor, you know, the you know, Levitra.
Who knows what else?
Yeah, Viagra. They're all coming off patent, which means that they go from having, you know, profit margins of, you know, 85%
down to $4 for 30 pills.
$4 for 30 pills. Great for the consumer and a bigger market for these generic drug makers. You know, incidentally, the regular big cap pharma are smack dab in the middle of the pack. It's not saying that they look awful, although, you know, they're nice dividend plays at this point, but you know, I don't think you're going to see a lot of growth out of the Pfizers and Mercks. But, you know, but those fat dividends and, you know, a 10-year at, you know, 215, that looks like a not a bad place to hide out in the market.
Okay.
But doesn't have the growth that some of these generics do.
Okay, we're going to leave it there, but you can read more about this, Zacks Industry Rank Analysis. It's entitled Getting Healthier, and you can link to it off our homepage if you're not there already, Zacks.com. And Dirk changes that industry rank analysis frequently as well, so maybe revisit the website periodically. Often, I might add, because sometimes he changes it every week. He comes up with a new industry ranking, something else standing out as far as a trend is concerned. With Dirk, I'm Terry Ruffalo.